Everything explained in this video is summarized from the CoinMarketCap, and also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for future XRP news and some other cryptocurrency news in general. Now take a look at this. Lawyer explains why SEC could allow Ripple pay $125 million fine. In XRP, Jeremy Hogan, a legal expert, has brought up the prospect that Ripple may settle its $125 million penalty in XRP rather than cash. This is a new development in the ongoing legal struggle that Ripple is engaged in with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. If the Securities and Exchange Commission and the United States Treasury agreed to such a payment system, the concept, which is based on previous legal precedents, may provide an alternate manner of compliance. Ripple's legal penalty and the decision of the SEC, Ripple was found to have breached securities laws in August 2023, when a federal judge decided that the company had sold XRP to institutional investors without using the appropriate registration procedures. As a consequence of this, the court placed a fine of $125 million and issued a permanent injunction to prevent future offenses of the same nature. Ripple's manner of operation within the regulatory framework of the United States was significantly influenced by this punishment, which was a crucial outcome of the protracted court battle. Even though the corporation has made it abundantly clear that it intends to comply with judicial orders, how it may eventually settle the penalty is now being discussed. In a recent statement, Attorney Jeremy Hogan proposed that the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, might permit Ripple to pay the fine in XRP rather than in USD. Precedent in the law and XRP as a form of payment. A case that was heard by the United States Supreme Court in 1869, which allowed a contract to be fulfilled in gold rather than currency, serves as the foundation for Hogan's argument. The idea that specific performance, or in this case, the payment of a debt in a particular asset, could be an acceptable alternative under certain conditions, was the guiding premise that led to that conclusion. Using this line of reasoning to analyze the current circumstance, Hogan proposes that Ripple and the SEC might reach an agreement to collect the fine using XRP. This is especially plausible because the United States Treasury handles digital asset holdings and might have a system in place to receive such a payment. However, this strategy is not without its challenges. Ripple was subjected to a penalty, which is a type of fine. According to standard practice, penalties are normally paid in cash to the United States Treasury. If the Securities and Exchange Commission does not agree to an alternative means of payment, the plan will not be implemented. The role of the United States Treasury in digital asset holdings. In this light, the strategy that the United States government employs with relation to digital assets has also been subjected to scrutiny. Even though Bitcoin has been recognized as a long-term reserve asset and placed in the strategic Bitcoin reserve, it would appear that other cryptocurrencies such as XRP are not being treated in the same manner. As an alternative, the United States digital asset stockpile might be the appropriate place to place XRP and other assets such as Cardano and Solana. A designation like this might make it possible for the Treasury to sell these holdings at its discretion. If Ripple were to pay its penalties in XRP, it is not yet clear whether the Treasury would keep the XRP or whether it would liquidate them. The decision may have repercussions for the market, given that the government's choice to sell XRP on a massive scale might potentially affect the price of the asset. What the future holds for Ripple and XRP investments. Within the cryptocurrency community, Hogan's viewpoint has been a topic of discussion over the practicability of such a settlement system, as well as the potential consequences of implementing it. It is not yet apparent if the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and the Treasury Department would be willing to accept XRP as a substitute for cash. Nevertheless, the discussion brings to light the continued uncertainty over how digital assets are handled by rules in the United States. During the ongoing legal procedures, Ripple's strategy for alleviating its punishment will be subject to scrutiny. If an agreement were to be struck that would permit payment in XRP, it would have the potential to establish a precedent for other cases using cryptocurrencies in the future. The possibility, on the other hand, is still totally theoretical because it has not yet received official permission from the regulatory authorities. Through the utilization of a legal precedent that permits alternative asset settlements, Ripple may pay its SEC penalties in XRP or another cryptocurrency. XRP would be formally owned by the United States Treasury if it were adopted, which would possibly align government interests with those of XRP holders. With this action, the legitimacy of XRP may be increased, regulatory impediments could be removed, and institutional adoption inside the financial system could be accelerated. The never-ending legal struggle that Ripple is engaged in with the SEC has just taken an unexpected turn. A recent speculation made by attorney Jeremy Hogan said that Ripple might be able to pay the $125 million judgment in an amount of XRP that is equivalent to the amount of the fine. The precedent for paying contracts in alternate forms of value, such as gold rather than United States dollars, was created by a decision handed down by the Supreme Court in 1869 in the case of Willard versus Taylor. This would be the basis for this. While the nature of Ripple's case is different from that of other cases, the equitable relief theory can be invoked if both parties are in agreement with the parameters of the case. It was brought to Hogan's attention that the penalty was imposed in United States dollars. Nevertheless, Ripple can deposit a comparable amount in XRP if the SEC gives its approval. By a precedent that has been established in the past, this would make it possible for contractual obligations to be settled in alternative assets. A more significant obstacle is the fact that the penalty is a fine that must be paid to the United States Treasury. On the other hand, considering that the Treasury Department will be in charge of managing the new digital asset stockpile, the incorporation of XRP might be a workable alternative. The role that the SEC and Treasury will play in the future of XRP, an advocate for blockchain technology named Yasin Mobarak, adds another significant facet to this development. By a court-approved arrangement, he brought attention to the fact that Ripple's punishment is being held in an escrow account. There is no indication in the agreement as to whether the funds that are being escrowed are in USD or XRP. It would be the first time that the United States government would have official ownership of the asset if Ripple were to arrange payment in XRP. By doing so, the government's interests might be aligned with those of XRP holders, which would drive wider use across the financial sector. In addition, this action may help to bolster the legitimacy of XRP in the market in the United States. If XRP is accepted by the Treasury, it may be possible to remove regulatory restrictions that have been preventing its growth for a long time. Consequently, the price of XRP might be able to profit from greater demand as well as support from the government. If Ripple's penalty is paid in XRP, it has the potential to be a watershed moment for the token. The ownership of XRP by the United States government would be a signal of recognition of its value, which might potentially influence financial institutions to extend their integration of XRP. Additionally, a ruling of this nature would encourage increased market confidence, which would result in increased adoption rates and price appreciation.